Hey guys, this is just the element and spirit reading for the week of June 13th to the 19th. If you if this resonates today with you, please like and subscribe to my channel. Any support is much appreciated. I also wanted to let people know that I am currently accepting tarot and oracle readings, as well as an energy and tarot oracle reading, along with a mediumship reading for $120, which is about hour and a half to 2 hours. So if you're interested in any of that, DM me on Instagram. I just want to get a theme for today, or not a theme, I mean, what is the overall message from spirit today? I'm changing the layout a little bit. Start off with spirit. What does spirit have to say about this reading today? Let's see if I can make it. Oh. Okay. I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. So tapping to the energy of joy and love is what spirit wants us to do this week, from June 13th to June 19th. Let's see what else they have to say. It's good to feel good. This is true. They want you to, like, when you're just in the groove and you're feeling good about things, that's the energies to be in. So let that guide you. If you're not feeling good about a situation, why are you in it? Kind of thing. Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. So expanding your perceptions, taking a big step back. I'm also getting yeah, like really, like taking a zoomed out approach to life about things, like, and perceiving things in a different way, and like trying to see a situation from every different kind of angle, if that makes sense. It's also how you're perceiving yourself. How are you perceiving yourself? Are you giving yourself this love and this joy to yourself, or are you just talking like crap to yourself? Like that kind of vibration doesn't help to attract more things, because you're just sending that. You are what you attract, right? So I want to get some more. I want to get some oracle cards from spirit and see what they have to say. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand behind you. So I feel like there's a really big healing thing going on. Oh, I just noticed on this card, this person right here kind of looks indigenous to me, but it's kind of hard to tell because it's kind of fuzzy. But like what I'm getting from initially from this is and this might be a little bit to do with where I'm living right now, which is, unfortunately, I live in the province next over to British Columbia, where we found all those children, the remains of indigenous children, and we're still unearthing a bunch of stuff. So unfortunately, some of this might not resonate with you, but there's a lot of healing energy going on right now, and unearthing of different perceptions, like taking a step back. That's also just a little side note. But like, if it's not that, it's literally, it doesn't matter. Ancient ancestors stand behind you. You have all these ancestors behind you to help guide you. There's also appears to be like a cougar on it, and an elephant, and a wolf, and some eagles and stuff. So those are also spirit kind of guides, spirit animal guides. I just heard something about this eclipse in Gemini has really shifted some things as well when it comes to relationships. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So that's your true north is essentially what your purpose on this earth is. If you're into astrology, starseed, what lights you up? So once again, tapping into this energy of I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. So that's what lights you up. Love and joy. What lights you up? I'm getting something too kind of about like, there might be like a romantic kind of thing coming in. I'm also getting, you're already in this energy of pursuing your gifts, but like opening up to all kind of forms of love also helps, is also a good energy to be in. Don't hold yourself back from making deep connections with people, because if you surround yourself with that kind of vibration, that also helps to attract more of that kind of vibration. And I'm not saying that in order to attract that vibration, you need to be with a romantic partner, but we come to this earth to feel deep love, and that's something that we completely have forgotten. We're not here to just make money and to make like profit and to pursue our careers. Like, we're also here to exchange in deep, intimate love. So you're already doing it. Like, you're already facing your true node. Stop overthinking. Like, and that might be another thing too. Like, maybe you're starting to want to open up for an deep, intimate connection, but you're kind of overthinking it, and you're kind of going, well, is this the right time for me? Or do I need to just keep focusing on my career? But Spirit is like, you can do things at both the same time, guys. Like, you don't have to, like, it doesn't, just because if you're wanting to pursue someone, it doesn't mean that, I just thought of a quote from, have you ever watched Eat, Pray, Love, where at the end in the movie, she's kind of like, she broke up with her boyfriend because she got off her balance, and then the guru guy, not the guru, but the medicine man says, like, falling out of love, I can't remember the exact quote, but falling out of balance for love is living in balance in life. And then she's like, oh, like, so that's also very true. It's just like, because that's like the highest vibration is love, right? So I want to get some more oracle cards from Spirit about what's going on. The Hawk Prince, Spirit communication, paying attention, which is funny because on that one card there is a hawk on it as well. Well, not an exact hawk, but this makes me think of the Merlins where I live. There's a type of hawk where I live called Merlins. That is essentially a hawk of some sort. Obviously, the map maker of destiny, authentic purpose, inspiration, free will. So getting into your authentic person, inspiration, and free will. You have free will. You don't have to necessarily move into this direction. You also have a choice, right? So reflection, non-judgment. I feel compelled to read from that book for some reason. Where's that book gone? Oh shit, did I move it somewhere? I moved the book. I want to read from the book, but I can't find it. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this book because I feel compelled to read from it, but I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Something is telling me to read from the book for these ones, The Hawk Prince 11. The Hawk Prince appears with good news. He flies into your life to alert you that a message is coming to help you manifest your destiny. Expect a phone call, letter, or email, or a conversation that lets you know the next step towards to take towards your greatest good, or to tell you that you've arrived at an important stage along your path. The Hawk Prince is also the ally for spirit communication. So pay attention when you think or hear something important pop at you on the TV, on the radio, TV, or in hearing conversations with strangers. Spirit is constantly in dialogue with you. Are you listening? Stay open and expect spirit to speak to you and show on you on the way to your prosperity in all aspects of your life. So paying attention, like there's certain things popping up for a reason. You might also be feeling this kind of lovey this romance coming up, and it's also pay attention like to the people that are coming into your life, because it's going to help change a vibration around you. Let's read 24. The map maker of destiny. When the map maker of destiny appears, as a sign that you're being given an opportunity to transfer fate into destiny at birth. Each human being is given a unique map with the myriad paths that intersect with one another. Your map of destiny shows all of the places you meant to visit, places where you will be challenged to evolve into the highest aspects of self. Remember that you are a spark of divine come to earth to experience itself in human form. As such, your path is unique. It's also somewhat preordained, and fate represents the events in your life that were meant to happen that you can't change. Fate is transformed into destiny according to how you respond to your circumstances. Destiny offers you the ability to make great opportunities out of fate experience. Free will and choice are now possible at certain points of your map. Now is one of those times you're faced with a relationship or a circumstance brought to you by fate. How will you respond will lead you into your perfect destiny. Your ally may, as some assume, the form of soulmate, come to heal your heart and be your companion. See, guys, something's coming in here. Perhaps your challenger makes you face the things within you that must change in order for you to express your highest good. Maybe fate brings you an ally in the form of a wonderful new project, or a challenger in the form of a failed business. But what I'm getting is more like some kind of relationship that's coming here to help heal you. No matter what form they take, all are perfect expressions of fate, inviting you into your destiny. Pay attention as your map unfolds now. And remember, the fate makes the map, but destiny is determined by the manner in which you engage your journey. And let's go read number 44. The Lady of the Mirror. The Lady of the Mirror is both an ally and a challenger, asking you to see yourself in the mirror made by the events of your life. She represents the powerful force of the law of attraction. It reminds you that what you are is what you attract. So exactly, reflection, what I was saying earlier, is that you attract like. So in order for you to attract what you want to attract, you have to be what you want to attract, right? So that's also loving yourself. So if you want someone to come here and love you deeply, this might be a little bit more of a love reading this week, but that's okay. There's also it's just still general. But like reflection, like what you want to attract is what you have to be. And it doesn't necessarily have to be with romance. It can be like you have to see yourself as successful in order to bring in more success, if that makes sense. This isn't to say that you need to blame yourself for inviting transgressions, or if you find yourself a victim of a big picture event, say a war. This is a distorted interpretation of law. Certain events are fated to test our faith. Rather, find yourself within the web woven through your life. Your relationships, opportunities, desires, seemingly failures, and successes. Seemingly failures. So something that seems like a failure might not necessarily be a failure. Observe how you respond to life's challenges, great and small, and be aware of what is familiar in the present. We release all judgment and accept things exactly as they are with love. The Lady of the Mirror asks you to honor every part of your story as essential to your highest unfolding. Can you see yourself as being exactly what you need to be on your path? Do you love what you see in the mirror? Can you perceive your path in your reactions and the motives behind your current inquiry? you will find your answer in a thorough and honest self appraisal. So what are you reflecting back to? What are you reflecting to the universe? What are you attracting in, right? Inspiration, free will. Are you living in are you in a space that's inspiring? Are you in a situation that's inspiring? Are you surrounding yourself by people that are inspiring, right? And who help to bring in that love? If you're in a situation where you don't feel like there's any love, like it can even be at work too, like you don't feel, sometimes you just don't feel the love, and like life is so actually very simple, but we've made it so unsimple. Is that like if you're not feeling the vibration of love and joy, then why do we have to stick in situations? But we've made it difficult for ourselves, excuse me, because we've now say it's like, well, you have to stay in this because if you don't, you're gonna be homeless, or you're gonna have no money. And it's not to say that that's not important, or you're not, or like, and society defines what success is. So if it's like, if you're leaving this job, that's a failure. So that's once again that perceived failure, like, oh, you left this job, right? Or you left the situation, so that's a failure, right? Well, is it really? It's all our perception, right? It's like if someone's leaving it because it's not bringing them any joy, I wouldn't say that's a failure. I feel like that's a successful decision to make, because maybe they're going to be in a more happy state, right? So, and I want more moonology cards, and then we're going to move on to the elements. Look at the bigger picture. So once again, take a step back. I'm drinking Dr. Pepper root beer. Or not Dr. I'm drinking Diet A&W root beer as we do this reading. Along with the reading as well, some waters. Some water. Let's see what else. Full moon in Sagittarius. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. So you could be a Pisces, you could be dealing with a Pisces or a Sagittarius so far. You're good enough. So when you look in that mirror, what are you telling yourself? Do you say that you're a big fat hippo and that you're ugly? Like, what are you telling yourself here? Because if you're saying that you look like a piece of shit, you're going to attract people who think that you're a piece of shit, or who will treat you as such, right? And that's not to say that that's all on you either, but you are what you attract, right? And I get it, though. It's not, and Spirit's reminding me, it's not completely just you that's attracting that, right? So sometimes it's just sometimes things just happen, right? So you are good enough. What are you telling yourself? Meditate and contemplate. Are you happy? I'm getting like someone's contemplating. Are you happy in the situation that you were at, or do you need to move on? How do you move on? So I'm going to get some tarot. King of Wands. So it might be the situation where someone's kind of abusing their authority. Seven of Wands. Just feeling not successful. Unsuccess within a relationship. But Three of Cups. I also feel like this is a reunion with somebody that can help bring in this happiness. So someone's making you, it's like someone, I feel like there's someone around you. It could be a person, or it could be a situation with this King of Wands who's just kind of abusing their power. And they're just kind of like literally just kind of like, it's fiery energy where it's just like, it's all about them and they're the most important person in the world. And the Seven of Wands is like, you're no longer kind of defending yourself. Sorry. Seven of Wands, or is it Seven of Wands? Yeah, you're no longer you're no longer willing to defend yourself. It's just you've said what you've had to say, and that there's a sense of celebration because you're putting up boundaries. Let's just kind of get some like advice from Spirit for this week. Actually, no. What What kind of challenges are we gonna run into this week? What kind of challenges? Speaking the truth, finding the truth. So someone might be coming back from the past. Someone from the past. Yeah, and this is also Two of Cups. I'm getting you might be having a hard time with this. Really, regarding things in the past, you might be having a hard time kind of focusing on self-care, and things are out of balance with this Justice card. Six of Cups is like inner child, and there might be a little bit of inner child issues that are kind of coming up this week. And that's what's challenging you, because it's like, you're having a hard time seeing what that truth is, because there's someone making you feel that, someone's making you feel that way. So that's the challenge for this week. So what kind of advice do you have, Spirit, for this week? Even though it came up right, but it's just like, I'm also getting that you're releasing these childhood issues and these things that you perceive, how you perceive yourself. Fairy magic. Respectfully work with the fairies and elementals to achieve your goals. Be careful when you work with the fairies. On target, follow your ideal life path. So work with the elements in order to achieve your goals. So you could be working with them like by watching my video or any other videos that are in elemental kinds of, about the elements, because they all have tools that you can use to manifest what you are trying to achieve. Love charm. Attract a lot. This card came out for the second time. There's another reading that I have out that talks about this soulmate, a life partner. So it's funny that card came out. I'm also getting that there could have been something from the past where someone from your past, a past lover, could have not brought you the truth. The energy is also interesting too, because I also feel like it's also, this card's all like, this is also upright, and then this is also upright, if that makes sense. But it's like, it came out reversed because it's like, this was like a past energy, but it's also coming in because there's going to be this like exchange of cups in this, for almost like forgiveness, if that makes sense. But they're also saying with this Two of Cups, to really make sure that you're still focusing on your own self-care and your own cup and what you're bringing to the table as well. Yeah, they're like onto the elements. Okay, bosses. Okay, Spirit, you're the boss. You're the boss. You're the boss of this reading. They just said, I just heard Earth. Let's start with Earth. What does Earth have to say about, what's the overall energy with Earth this week? Answer the call. What are you being what is your soul calling you to do in this physical realm called Earth? What is your purpose? Do you know why you're here? Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Oops. So I feel like you're being called to do something in your life. And you're also in a situation where people are asking you a lot of things and you're feeling the weight of the world, but it's also like you don't feel the same about that. It's not yours to carry. There might be there's a lot of expectations in your physical world where you are kind of like, the people are like, well, you need to put this effort into it. And it's like, no, I put this boundary up for a reason. Fuck off, right? Density addiction. So loosen your grips on these situations. I'm getting, let God in. It's also really dense, this energy, because there's someone really, and I'm getting it's that freaking Wands guy that is just overly like, it's just like, has all these expectations, all these demands, and doesn't really share, like, doesn't really give back. Doesn't really offer any kind of cup, not even what romantically, like just friendship wise, like, or it's not an equal exchange of cups when it comes to the six of cups. And it's just like, I feel like in the earthly realm, things are really dense when it comes to you moving into your purpose, you finding what you're called, you answering your call, but also setting up those boundaries. And someone's just like, God, I'm just getting the sense it's like, well, this is happening, so you need to do this. But it's just like, but it's not in balance. And that's really eating at people this week. Bring love into the situation. So again, is there love in this situation? And it's not to say to love people who are disregarding your boundaries, but you can lovingly assert boundaries, right? So if you're in a work situation, you can say to people like, no, I have this going on. I can't do this. I need time for myself. And you don't need to do it in an angry fashion. I want more cards of this one, but not those ones because that was me. Believe in the impossible. So this really has to do with what you're being called to do. So whatever the heck that may be. Not those cards. Conclusions are within reach. So it's really like Spirit's just saying, when you set up those boundaries, it creates a cause and effect around you. And it's not necessary. It can create a cause and effect within you, but it can also create a cause and effect around the people around you as well, because you're like, this is your boundary, right? It's not your responsibility if someone doesn't like the boundary that you've established. If someone is trying to get something out of you and you establish a boundary and they throw a hissy fit and say whatever, that's their own problem. And this, I'm getting from Spirit. Believe in the impossible. Believe like that you're being divinely guided. You have all those ancestors around you. So don't feel scared to establish a boundary because you're being protected. And that will bring a conclusion. Also, too, by establishing boundaries, when you practice establishing boundaries, you're essentially telling the universe what you don't want. So if you don't want to be, I keep bringing back to our work situation. If you're in a work situation where it's always constantly you giving, and you start establishing boundaries with your superiors and your bosses and stuff within that organization and the people, your coworkers, you're telling Spirit what you don't want in the universe. So the universe will start bringing in other opportunities of what you do want that are with respecting those boundaries, right? So people don't realize that boundaries actually make our lives a lot simpler, and if the people would learn to respect them, we would all be a much happier people. Boundaries create balance. Self-sabotage, poverty consciousness. This is for Earth still. The word king, communication. Praise dishonesty. to communicating what your boundaries are. The diamond dreamer, material wealth, true prosperity. So you're moving toward, like, there's conclusions coming for you. Just keep setting out those boundaries. Don't self-sabotage yourself. I'm also getting you're in a situation where there's a lot of poverty consciousness, where it's just like, things are very tight and people are just kind of like, well, we need you to do this because of this. And it's just like, well, no, because I'm communicating to you my boundary because I need time for myself. Dishonesty. And there's also, I'm getting this, the dishonest word is really popping out. There's people around you that are being really, Spirit is saying to be really aware. This isn't to freak anybody out, but there's a lot of dishonesty around you right now that creates a poverty consciousness that within you that you don't have enough. But there's like this, like, dishonest when it comes to things with communication towards you and maybe your work, or just think conversations that you're having, and you're picking up on this, and it's just like, trust that. So that's why those boundaries come into place. They're saying, because a lot of people are going to expect you, well, not just specifically you, but if you're reading this, you, to accommodate certain things. But when you put those boundaries up, it's going to move you towards material, like a true prosperity area, like true prosperity. What is the challenge for this week? What is the challenge for this week? Six of Swords. Walking away from situations. Letting things go. That is the challenge. The Justice card came out again. Seeing the truth of the situation. Eight of Wands. This feeling of success, even though there's like shit going on. So that's pretty much eight of Wands. You're feeling unsuccessful, like unsuccessful. Justice. Is that actually the truth? That's not the truth, right? Like, don't let people, how they treat you, make you feel insignificant. So what's the advice from Spirit for Earth this week? Fire. The element of fire heralds new life, renewal, passion, and positive transformation. So keep focusing on the things that you're passionate about, not the things that you're not passionate about. And really putting up boundaries. Fire signs are really good at putting boundaries. It's like, try telling a fire sign to do something. It's like, no. Wishes come true. Rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. That will help us to bring in those dreams and wishes. This one's interesting. Abracadabra with wings. Fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. So believing that you have good luck, right? Believing that wish will come true. I'm also getting to be mindful of who you're communicating things, because people are gonna say things that aren't actually the truth with this Justice card. That's also gonna set you off and having a hard time walking away and healing, because it's creating this poverty consciousness within this this low scarcity consciousness within you, right? So don't be mindful of who you're engaging with. That's for Earth. Okay, what's going on with water? Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. I remember. So once again, soul plan, the fated life versus your destiny life. It goes back to those beginning cards that I was talking about from Spirit. So what is your destiny? Double mission, channeling, uplifting humanity. So I was talking about this with my friend, someone this week, but like, a double mission is something like you are in a situation where you your mission is to do one thing, but you have another mission of actually helping transmute something around you, politis, right? So channeling and uplifting humanity. So you might be in a work situation where you're expected to do a certain job, but it's also that's a double mission, because maybe you're in that specific situation for a reason, right? You're there to help transmute something within that, the people around you, and to help them heal things about themselves. What else is going on for water? The camel boy, small steps, asking for help. Partnerships, romance. There's something to do with the big picture thinking. So they keep saying the same thing over and over again with water, like big angelic help. Oh, I forgot to say for Earth. Earth is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And water is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So big picture thinking, angelic help, asking for help from the angelic realm around you. So you can move towards your destiny, your fate, and to bring in this deep healing around you. I'm also getting that when you are aware of your actual true purpose and the other double mission that you are here to do, that also helps to bring a lot of energy, like healing energy, because you realize that you are standing exactly where you need to be standing, because you are helping to channel and uplift humanity and to help uplift others around you. So this is all about partnerships around you. And once again, they're pointing out that you're also helping to draw that in with you, that there's somebody that could be coming in that is a romantic partner that's going to help to bring in a lot of healing energy for you, because it's going to be a very balanced relationship. And they're also going to help you to move forward towards your destiny, your life, right? It's part of your life soul plan. Like, many of us come here to also find the loves of our lives, our soulmates, right? Deep connections. Like, that's what we're here for. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I relate to that because I came out of a relationship at one point. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself for a second, but like I've kind of been so focused on my own purpose and career that it's just like, I kind of hold myself back when it comes to romantic connections, because I really lost myself in a partnership at one point. I forgot who I was. So there's a bit there. I'm going to admit that there is a slight amount of fear, because I don't want to lose who I've become. But spirit is like, no, that's what you went through it. You are aware of this now. You're more aware of yourself. So when you do go into a partnership, you're not going to lose yourself. So it's big picture thinking, angelic help. They're helping you to move towards your destiny life. Let's see what the Moonology card says. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. I keep pulling out the same cards this week. The energy is gaining momentum. So things are really going to start shifting when it comes to romance and your purpose. Take a time to breathe out. Decimating moon. It's believing in that your luck is about to change. Believe that is also this could change. Believe that you're lucky, because that's also the vibration that you're sending out. If you believe that you're not lucky and that things are just going to be messed up, then you're just going to attract more situations that are going to be messed up. Let's get some tarot to confirm these cards. All three of them. So the Justice card. So that's funny. Now that it's come out 3 times. So the Truth. You're going to receive some kind of justice for the things that you've been through. And I'm also, this justice card is also going to be like a consequence. And it's not a bad consequence for you. It's just like with the shit that's going on around you, it's going to bring in balance. Potentially with a Sagittarius, justice is also a Libra, I forgot to mention. And we've also had fire signs and air signs, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And air is also Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So a lot of air going on. Let's get a third card. See that she's holding the scale. There's things out of balance, and she's here to deliver this justice, this truth. Oh my God, this week is the moon, and it's just trusting in your intuition, trusting in that mystery. Sometimes you have to look in the darkness in order to see the light, but that's not completely dark because the moon is always illuminating you. It's always there to guide you. That's really beautiful. I'm really seeing like a new beginning, healing energy. Things are kind of being healed. I really love this Temperance card. She's just in this really happy, calm place. And there's this water in it, and it's like growing. This water is like, she's very imbalanced with the things around her. What is the challenge for? What is the challenge for this week? Spirit. Letting things go. Realizing that you're not stuck. Oh gosh, that's too many for what I want. What is with my butterfingers today? It gets kind of warm when I'm reading Spirit. Dealing with certain challenges. You might be in the feeling that you're kind of having to defend yourself with this Five of Wands. Yeah. And letting things go when it comes to certain challenges, because you might be feeling like there's just a bunch of fighting going on. And it's you're having a hard time letting go, and you're realizing you're not stuck within the situation. So what kind of advice can we get from Spirit regarding for water? Protection. Strong protection magic for the family and the home. There's a lot of people out there right now who don't want people to be successful, and they want to keep people stuck. That's all I'm going to say. So you can draw this rune on... You can draw this rune as well on your walls and with literal water, which is something I did last night. You can also look at just basic runes that also are protection, to protect yourself and your home and your family. Trinica 5, manifesting money and income. So you could do a spell with that and write that sign right there, the 555. You might also be seeing 555. God is healing the feminine energy, which is connected to water, breaking bad habits, self-acceptance, excellent mental health, and letting go of vices. So it's just really letting go. Is this fight worth it, right? Is fighting for your sometimes you want your truth to be heard, but is it really worth sometimes putting that energy into it when people are just not going to see it? Not all the time, right? And that's still within staying that, once again, that boundaries are being respected, right? Like if someone's totally completely threatening me with violence, then that's a completely different story, right? Like that's no, you're not going to tolerate that bullshit, right? But sometimes it's just like someone might have a differing opinion than you right now, and you know what the truth is, but sometimes that's people's perception and their own reality. They're in this Eight of Swords. They don't want to see that truth, right? They think that they're stuck. They think that that's all that is. So sometimes people's perception isn't worth you trying to change that, because some people, that's just where they are right now. And it doesn't mean that they're bad or that they're never going to wake up. They're just in a different path than you are. And they're at a different point in time with their healing. And it matters, but it doesn't matter. So it's like you need to let that go and focus on you bringing this, manifesting your own money into your world. So that's for water. Sorry, I bumped you guys. Sorry, I'm just cracking my back. Oh. I wonder if you guys can hear that. I just cracked my back. Twisted Tea Tarot likes to twist and crack her back while she does readings. So let's do air. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, sending the love, laying foundations, divine plan. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. So you might be compelled to teach something with that has to do with your craft, with what your purpose is. You might be a teacher. You might be here to teach new things, new ways of thinking. The season Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing consciousness to light. So you might be here to help teach people how to raise their own vibration around them. As a priestess, as a mystic, you're a teacher of some sorts. Let's see. The winged ones, angelic help, miraculous aid. So like if something just randomly all of a sudden fucking works out, no, spirit wants you to know that's them orchestrating this to work out. That water just looks so calming. Doesn't that look so nice? I just want to go dive in that. Like that's... Let's see what else. The Rainbow Prince, compensation, perseverance. You're going to be compensated for the efforts. Like your luck is about to change, but you also have to believe it. Once even before I read it, the Dragon's Jewel, inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. So you have to believe that things are changing for you. It can't just be all about spirit. You have to get into that vibration of manifesting that change for yourself. Right? Miraculous aid, angelic help, inner conflict. Get out of your head. Stop sabotaging yourself. You can make a choice to stay in that headspace, or you can get out of it. You're very close to achieving your goals. Step out of your comfort zone. So I'm getting... Okay, those two wanted to come out. Communication is key. Moon and Gemini. A win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. A lot of Libra energy. A win-win outcome is forecast. North node. So once again, what is your north node? I'm getting something to say. They want you to look up your natal chart. And I'm not really an astrologer, but I know your north node is what your purpose is. So mine is in Pisces. So Pisces is very dream, like the dreamers, like that's water. That's kind of all I remember about it right now. But just different ways of doing things, right? So what is your true node, your north node? So just go online and look up what your north node, because I'm getting someone's like that's going to help you to really understand what your actual purpose is on this earth. And then when outcome is in forecast, like you're going to luck out here soon, and communication is key. And it just keeps showing me that fucking one card, boundaries. The boundaries, communicating your boundaries. New Moon and Gemini, you're very close to achieving your goals. So establishing boundaries and communicating that might be stepping out of your comfort zone. if that makes sense. But if when you do that, that's going to help bring in a win-win outcome for you. And it's going to help get you out of that headspace, because I feel like someone's really giving a lot and they're not really receiving. Yeah, you're headed for success. This is like planning and like taking a step back and appreciating all the things that you have around you with the pentacles, all the things that you already have around you, and taking time to rest, but also to plan and rest. Okay, what are the challenges for this week? I feel just all of a sudden very drawn to this card. What are the challenges? So this came out 9 of Swords. I'm also getting that it came out reversed, but it's also this scarcity mindset, Ace of gaining a new perception, starting a new beginning. There's also the challenge, gaining mental clarity, getting into a clear mental state, and tapping into this Empress. So that's kind of like the challenge. You might be dealing with an Empress. You might be having a hard time perceiving yourself as the Empress, and that you hold the cup, and that you are the sun, and that you have this, that you are successful. Also, like, even though the Ace of Swords didn't come out reversed, but like it's actually upright. Like, you actually have a lot of good ideas, but it's you're having a hard time seeing those ideas. Like, your higher self is actually seeing these ideas, and you are getting these ideas, but it's your ego, and that's why the 9 of Swords came out reversed too. But I'm getting like you're also flipping that around. So what's the advice with air? Prosperity, a prosperous business with riches and success. They've made that very clear. So keep holding on to those ideas. Trio, keep holding on to those ideas. And that's what we want. That's the challenge, is that you're having a hard time bringing those ideas into the physical, and also really believing in those ideas and having a positive outlook towards those ideas. Tree of Life, true wisdom, and making good choices in life. Successful career, happy working environment, pay rises, and promotions. So you might not be getting a promotion in your physical career, but you're moving towards your purpose, and then that's going to bring in more riches. So it's really focusing on that. Also, how you're perceiving things. Are you perceiving yourself as this unsuccessful person, this 9 of Swords? But when really you are, it's like looking at everything around you. You've already created this amazing world around you. So it's getting out of that scarcity consciousness that we were talking about at the beginning. So that's for air. Air is also Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So you have a lot of air right now. So this could be definitely about you, that there's air. You're dealing with air. Empress, I can't remember who the Empress is with the zodiac sign off the top of my head. Okay, let's move on to fire. The crumbling, what are you clinging to, bitches? My boo-boos. What are you all clinging to? Trust the niggle. This is to do with your passions. Your passions are really guiding you right now. What niggling feeling is trying to tell you? Jump in. A dominant energy adventure. Say yes to change. So you might be wanting to just leave a situation or not give as much attention to a situation as this fire. There's something like in between my fingers, like dry skin, and it keeps rubbing. And it's being annoying. I just love that Andromedan eye diving into that change. You see someone diving in there. Dreams, the collective good, illusions, seeing past the illusions. Assistance, control, giving up control. Optimism, aggression, being positive. Which is funny because that's literally another kind of fiery energy right there. Optimism, being optimistic about the things that are coming for you. Okay, I'm getting with this that, so then trust the niggle, like there's an illusion in front of you. And something's not sitting right with you because there's a lot of control around you. And you're feeling this, like, this isn't what I want, or that this isn't right, right? So what are you clinging to? There's an idea, a situation that you're clinging to that you can't give up, and you're trying to keep control with it. I'm also getting to that there's a lot of, I really like the way these cards all work together. There's a lot of aggression around you. Maybe not directly around you, but like people are being really aggressive with how they're doing things around you. And I'm getting it once again, it has to do with career and relationships around you. And people are just really coming at you aggressively and being like, well, this is what has to happen, and that's just the way it needs to happen. And it's just like, it's very controlling, and you're just trusting this. You're just being like, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? Like, or I'm also getting this, like, who the fuck are you to come towards me in that way? Like, so it's not necessarily you going into a situation being aggressive, but there's people around you and you're trusting this feeling and you're like, no. Like, that's where those boundaries coming in, and you're like, no, fuck off. That's my boundary. I told you no. Well, I'm just hearing somebody going, well, blah, 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 this needs to happen. I'm like, and it's just like, no. I told you no. Like, it's not my fault that you don't like that boundary. Like, I'm really seeing, like, and it's not you entering into the start of it with aggression, but sometimes Spirit says, is like, if someone's just being demanding, sometimes you do need to turn around and be like, I said no. And with that love and that joy and that like setting that boundary with love, but it's also like putting your feet in the sand and in the ground and digging your feet in the ground and being like, I said no. Like, I understand that you're struggling, but I said no. There's going to have to be some kind of other way of doing something. And I'm just really seeing a lot of people this week. Spirit is also saying a lot of people this week are really going to be coming into their power. Like, there's something to do with aggression, and the aggression is like to do with this fire prince. You are this fire. You are this fire. You have this power. Stop letting people boss you around and dictate everything that you're doing, and you're seeing past this illusion. And this is for the collective good. So if you need to leap towards, say something and say yes to change, it's for the collective good. And they keep bringing me back to boundaries. Like, the boundaries, like establishing these boundaries is all for the collective good as well. Like, it helps for people to learn. Like, that's a lesson that I'm also getting. That might be a lesson that you as the double mission. That's also what you're here to help do, is to bring in these boundaries that people need to kind of see. And it might be a funny way of thinking about uplifting humanity, but it's just like, our world has like almost no boundaries, actually. Like, if you actually look at it, there's no boundaries. Like, it's just like get constantly take. Someone tries to put up a boundary, and it's like, well, what do you mean? Like, you're not just gonna give me tap, like, you're not gonna let me tap a keg into your back and just take all your energy. What do you mean you're not gonna let that be, right? Like, there's a lot of entitlement from our world, and that also came out as well. People have a lot of entitlement when it comes to people's energy. So that's where there's a lot of boundaries going on. A new romantic cycle begins. So with fire. That's another thing too, is like I'm starting as like I'm seeing through the illusion, and it's just like people might be starting to have certain feelings for you, and then like so you're trusting this feeling about this person, and crumbling, you're giving up control, and it's just like you're just kind of letting it pan out. Aggression too, but I also feel like there's someone who really just wants to come blazing forward, and not in an actual aggressive like angry matter, but like they just want to aggressively show up in your life and take control and be like, oh, like you're the one for me, and stuff, and really romance you, but like, and also to trust your feeling with that too. Their spirit is also saying, I'm not getting it's a negative thing though. It's like, if someone comes into your life and you have this feeling about it, trust your feeling. Obviously there's some people that like just to trust your feeling. If you're feeling that this isn't for you, then don't go with it. If someone really is being aggressive, because I feel like there's a small percentage of you that is like that. So it's trusting your feeling. I'm also getting too from the past that this romantic cycle, like you're letting go of, like you're trusting. So I feel like there's someone that also could have been aggressive with you from the past coming forward to you, and you're gonna be like, no, bitch, get the fuck out. And you're gonna slam the door in their face. And then that's also gonna start, because you've learned that a lesson from that. That's gonna start a new romantic cycle for you, like. But I'm also getting that there's somebody very passionate and has a lot of feelings for you that just really wants to come blazing in, but they're just trying to figure out the right time. A time to give rather than take. Like, guys, every time that card out comes out lately, they're like, within reason. They're like, within reason. And they say it really loudly. They're like, within reason. Like, giving, but like, it's also giving to yourself instead of taking things from yourself, if that makes sense. You and your loved ones are safe. So Spirit is confirming that you are safe at this time. New moon in Cancer. So this came out reverse. So don't be too hasty with just slashing someone out of your way, right? So they're kind of being, this is also about being strategic, but it's seeing through the lies, and there is a point of deceit. But I'm also getting it's not just it's not with this romantic. It's seeing there's a lot of people, there's a lot of dishonest things going around you. King of Pentacles, the Emperor, which also came out through a reading for mine too. For a select amount of you, there is a King of Pentacles and an Emperor that is coming for you. And for some of you, that King, even though they didn't come out reversed, there was some lies and deceit from the past with you, and that's why you're very quick to also want to slash people. But Spirit is also saying to be aware of that. I'm also thinking, because this King of Pentacles and Emperor came out, that it's like, this is more so you, that you're feeling like this is just a lie. Like it's just someone's deceiving someone. But Spirit's saying, well, no, this person is grounded and they want to bring in this protection and this abundance and these foundations for you. If it's not about romantic, I'm also getting there's a situation where there is deceit, and there's a queen that's kind of abusing her power, but there's a King of Pentacles that is around you, and they're like to trust that what that person is saying, because he's also the Emperor. So that could also be a friend, to trust what they're saying, right? They're saying those things out of for your best interest with air, right? So this King of Pentacles might be also very grounded and it has lots of good financial career advice. And it's just like, if someone's like that, take that advice from them and to make the necessary adjustments. But you might not be wanting to see this this practical as this queen. You might not be wanting to see this in that logic kind of fashion, but I feel like as some of you actually do, though, you do see what they're saying, but you just don't want to face it because it's just like maybe you're tired and you're sick of having to do these types of things or go through these situations, or you're kind of comfortable. But so I feel like there's a little bit of both, but I also get the Six of Swords is also a bit about being strategic. And maybe not telling everybody all your plans as well. That's also another kind of part of this. You're all of this, but it's also maybe just kind of keeping some things to yourself, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, so what are the obstacles? What are the challenges this week for fire? Pulling these swords out of the back. So finding yourself like celebrating things. Finding balance. Juggling two things. Juggling, like keeping things balanced around you when it comes to situations and coworkers and friends and family and etc. And like not allowing those swords to keep you paralyzed and to keep you down, and it's finding that balance. That's why this 10 of Swords came out, because you're actually pulling them out. But that's what the challenge is this week, is to pull those out and to not let those hinder you. What is Spirit's advice this week? Water. Work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. So maybe going have a bath, or drinking more water, drinking some like lemon water. The elements of fire, earth, and water combined create powerful protective boundaries, spirit, mental, physical, and emotional. It's really fucking funny that is coming out. So working with those elements. Star, the silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity. This festival creates an energetic blueprint for fantastic party or event. So maybe having fun, going out and having fun, because that also involves all those elements, and drinking water. Going to a festival, maybe going to a pagan festival, witch festival, music festival. It changes the energy around you. And really making sure that you're drinking water this week, guys, because water is purification, and maybe you're just a little bit dehydrated. And I forgot to bring out the animals for the other parts, so I'm going to do it now. What kind of words, what kind of closing messages does Spirit have with this animal deck? Nourishment. Take time to nourish yourself with the cow. The festival, really, like just getting going on and having fun and tension and using all the elements. So even if you're not a witch or a pagan, use all the elements, like tapping into, maybe have a fire and drink some water, like having a bath and then having a fire, and then doing things that are creative for yourself, right? Because creativity is connected to water. And then like writing down your ideas. Healing, there's healing coming with the frog. So all these animals could also be signs that come up around you. Energy. It's all in the energy. Harmony. For this energy card, I'm really getting what kind of energy are you putting out? Passion and pursuing your passions. And I want just a little bit more, but not these cards. So the cardinal and the swan, harmony. Pursuing your passions is going to bring you more harmony. It's also going to bring more energy and like healing into your world. Balance. It's going to bring more balance. Intelligence. Spirit has a very intelligent... Spirit is very intelligent. There's the divine intelligence going, like, working things out for you. Motivation. What is motivating you? What's lighting you up once again? This is just kind of a review, almost. Okay, I'm going to leave it at this card. Intuition. Trust your intuition this week, guys. You know what's best for you. Anyways, guys, I hope that resonates. Have a good night. Bye-bye.